In 2025, US employers announced over 1.17 million job cuts. That's a 54% jump from the year before, the highest layoff total since the pandemic. Amazon cut 14,000 corporate roles citing AI. Salesforce eliminated 4,000 customer service jobs, replaced entirely by chatbots. And 55% of Americans now report being actively worried about losing their job. The era has a name, the forever layoffs era. Unlike past recessions, this isn't one big crisis followed by recovery. It's a constant drumbeat of smaller cuts, year after year, hitting different sectors in waves. Tech today, finance tomorrow, government next. And here's the question that haunts everyone watching this happen. How do you build a career and a financial life that can survive a world where job security is permanently gone? There's a book that answers this question with brutal precision. It was published in 2012, long before AI layoffs, long before this era began. The author predicted exactly the kind of fragile world we're living in now and gave a complete framework to thrive in it. The book is Antifragile by Nassim Taleb. Today I'm reviewing it honestly, what it gets right, what's frustrating about it, and whether its framework actually works for someone navigating the 2026 job market. Welcome to Earnings Per Page, where I distill the world's best finance books into honest breakdowns. Hit subscribe. Let's get in. First, the core concept, and it's brilliant. Taleb starts with a question. What's the opposite of fragile? Most people answer, robust, durable, strong. Taleb says no, that's the wrong answer. Robust just means doesn't break. The actual opposite of fragile is something that gets stronger from stress. Bones get stronger when you exercise them. Muscles grow from being torn slightly. Immune system strengthen by being exposed to pathogens. Taleb invents a word for this property, antifragile. Fragile things hate volatility. Robust things tolerate volatility. Antifragile things love it. Now apply this to your career and finances. The fragile worker, one employer, one income, one specialized skill. A single layoff devastates them. The robust worker, diversified savings, multiple skills can survive a layoff. The antifragile worker actually benefits when their industry gets disrupted because their setup is designed to gain from chaos. Taleb's whole argument, in the 21st century, antifragility isn't a luxury, it's survival. Lesson 1. The barbell strategy. Don't be in the middle. Taleb's most practical advice is the barbell strategy. Picture a barbell. Heavy weights on both ends, nothing in the middle. Apply this to your career. On one end, extreme safety, a stable, boring source of income that covers your basics. A government job, a tenured position, a reliable client base. On the other end, extreme upside. Side projects with massive potential payoff, a risky startup, writing a book, building a niche audience online, investing in yourself. The mistake most people make is sitting in the middle. A medium risk corporate job, decent salary, decent benefits, no exceptional upside, and no exceptional safety. The middle gets crushed in the forever layoffs era. The barbell survives. Lesson 2. Skin in the game. This is one of Taleb's most quoted ideas. Don't trust anyone who gives you advice without bearing the consequences if they're wrong. The career version. Be careful who you take career advice from. The professor with tenure telling you to take a risky job. The corporate executive telling employees to give up equity for loyalty. The personal finance influencer who's never lived on the budget they recommend. All advice is filtered by who's giving it and what they have at stake. Lesson 3. Optionality is everything. Taleb argues that the highest value asset in an uncertain world isn't predictions. It's options. Options to quit. Options to switch industries. Options to take a sabbatical. Options to relocate. Options to walk away from a bad deal. Every choice you make either adds optionality or removes it. The big mortgage adds debt and removes options. The high-interest job locks you into a lifestyle and removes options. The skill that's only useful in one industry removes options. Building wealth, in Taleb's view, isn't just about accumulating money. It's about accumulating choices. Lesson 4. Avoid ruin at all costs. This is Taleb's strongest financial principle. Never take any risk that could permanently destroy you. No leverage that could wipe you out. No bet that depends on you being right every time. No career where one wrong decision ends everything. Most people, he argues, get this exactly backwards. They take small risks every day, skipping savings, ignoring health, while assuming they'll be fine on the big things. The truly successful do the opposite. Be conservative on the big risks. Take many small bets on upside. Lesson 5. The fragility of expertise. Here's where Taleb gets controversial. He argues that hyper-specialization is fragile. If you become the world's best expert at a narrow skill, and that skill becomes obsolete, you have nothing. The 2026 example: coders specialized in specific niches being replaced by AI, customer service experts replaced by chatbots, junior lawyers document review automated, generalists who can combine skills, adapt quickly, and learn continuously are more anti-fragile than specialists in the AI era. Now, does the anti-fragile framework actually work in the forever layoffs era? Honest verdict: the diagnosis is incredibly accurate. Taleb described the exact kind of brittle, volatile, AI-disrupted economy we now live in 14 years before it fully arrived. The framework is genuinely powerful. The barbell strategy, skin in the game, optionality, avoiding ruin, these map directly onto how to survive 2026. But what I disagree with: 3 things. First, Taleb's writing is famously difficult. He's brilliant. He's also smug, repetitive, and prone to long digressions about his personal feuds. The book is twice as long as it needs to be. Read it in pieces or get the summary. Second, the advice favors people who already have something to risk. Building a barbell strategy is much easier if you have savings to start the safe end with. For someone living paycheck to paycheck, the framework is aspirational, not actionable in the short term. Third, the anti-fragility ideal is hard to live in practice. Most people need a regular paycheck. Most jobs aren't designed for the barbell structure. The framework is correct, but the implementation requires real-life adjustments the book doesn't fully address. Final verdict: should you read Antifragile? Yes, absolutely, especially right now. It's not the easiest book on this list, but it may be the most important book for the current moment. The forever layoffs era is fragile by design. Antifragile is the operating manual. My rating: 9 out of 10. Loses a point for being twice as long as needed and Taleb's combative tone. But the core ideas, barbell strategy, optionality, avoiding ruin, are the most important career frameworks of the next decade. Practical takeaway: this week, ask yourself one question. If your industry got wiped out tomorrow, do you have any income, skill, or asset that benefits from that disruption? If the answer is no, you're fragile. Start building one barbell end this month. If this resonated, subscribe to Earnings Per Page. Next week, I'm breaking down a book about how to actually build that second income stream from scratch. The anti-fragile side of your career barbell. Drop a comment with one optionality move you're going to make this month. See you in the next one.